Hey there everybody, so it is once again a beautiful day today, and if this keeps up I may be almost a month ahead of schedule, which I'm not going to complain about. But I just spent about $100 on wood for this here so that we can get that to be able to be a workable bench. I've got it all right here in the back of my truck. So the first thing is first, and that is going to be getting the legs or the 2x4x8s out and cutting them on the bandsaw to be the proper lengths that I need for the legs. So I need 4 legs at 3 feet. That's 1. That's 2. And then we need 1 4 foot to go across the brace. And those other 2 go the lengthwise for support. Almost forgot, safety first. Alright, so one of my friends pointed out to me that I probably want the legs to be a little bit wider than the 4 feet. That way there's a little bit of wiggle room for when I'm removing the sheets of plywood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scrap piece of 2x4 like this, and I'm going to cut off just a little bit of it to be able to use as like a spacing block. Alright, so I've got the shim here. That goes there, and then the leg goes right up against it. Now I'm going to do this, I'm going to attempt to get it lined up. Now luckily it doesn't have to be perfect because I obviously have rock floor, so it's not going to really matter much if it's perfectly in place. Put it down like that. Obviously I want it as close as I can. That'll work. The shim just cracked, but I don't think that'll be a big deal. And now just 4 more of those to go. I got the legs on. I'm going to go ahead and put the braces on, but to do so I think I might try to flip it on its side to be able to lay them down on there, just so that I'm not having to crawl underneath there and hurting my back trying to screw them into place. Wasn't too bad. I think I'm going to put these right about 21 inches up. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and put that back one on as it's sitting now. So I should never cut anything before I can measure it. I screwed up that back one. It should have been like 4 inches longer. Well, I'll show you why. All right, so as you can see, it should have went all the way to the end of here, but it doesn't. And the same thing with this side. So even though that it's not the sturdiest thing in the world, it really doesn't need to be, because it's just for a very temporary period of time so that I can make the walls. Once the walls are made, I don't know if I'll even be able to use it for the flooring of the trailer. So this is gonna have to do. And you might be wondering why I put the 8-foot braces inside, because that kind of defeats the purpose of having more room. Well, I've got 4x8 sheets of foam coming, and I'm hoping that the foam will be able to sit right on top of here, and then I'll be able to put my plywood underneath. So hopefully that will work out, but that's to be seen. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and take the plywood that's in the back of the truck and put it on here. Well, she's far from flat, but once I get screws put in her, I think it'll be fine. Probably go with the little longer ones on the ends, and then see what I have left over for the rest of it. Alright, so I just got done putting in the 2.5-inch screws. I put 4 on each side and then 1 in the center of each end. And honestly, I think that that's actually going to be good enough. I'm not looking to, have this thing set up forever. Hopefully it'll be done and be taken apart in 3 months. So I don't want to have to be sitting here, and unscrewing each and every, one every 3 inches or so, because it's just not needed. And I didn't even put any in the center where there's boards, because I just don't think that it's really needed. If I find out later that it is needed, I can always add that. But for now, I think that it's pretty good. I think it'll work, because from there all the way over to here, we've got just over 4 feet, which means I'll have plenty of room to go ahead and slide the 4x8 sheets of plywood underneath. So it accomplishes what I wanted it to. I don't have to stress out about where my plywood is going now, and I've got a work surface, which is definitely the most important thing, because I'm going to be working with a lot of really big pieces of wood. And that is today's project done, because it's finished. There's nothing else to do on it. But if you guys have any ideas about how I could, add just a little bit more strength, probably to that other side, go ahead and leave it down in the comments section, because I would like to be able to make that just a little bit stronger if possible. I'm not sure what else I need to do here to prepare to at least get the wood in, So hopefully the next video will be that being delivered, which would definitely be awesome just to know that I have it here and that it's paid for and that I can really start working on it whenever. Until next time, as always, you have a good one.